Well, to discuss this matter further, I'm joined from London by Iraq analyst Sabah al-Mukhtar. Thank you for joining us. Now, what we have here in Baghdad, what amounts to a US celebration, your view of these proceedings?
It's very painful for the Iraqi people to watch this one, if they did watch it indeed, because this is an American celebration which began with telling them that the occupier are actually celebrating in the palace of their president, albeit he was a dictator, and ending up with the God Save America as well as the Christian prayer. This is not a very happy day for the Iraqis. At the end of the day, the Iraqis have suffered so many people, the country is destroyed, the infrastructure is destroyed, and all what the Americans are talking about, they are feeling sorry for their 4,000 soldiers who were killed in a battle which they've started. Nobody asked them for. The Americans are talking now about building Iraq in the next 7 months, as if the 7 years that has passed, they achieved what? So now it's only the 7 months we are told until they withdraw their troops. They are going to make the miracles. And if we listen to all the speeches about the education and suddenly the generals and all the politicians have remembered Hammurabi and all the history of Iraq as if they have just brought it into life. So really it's a very disturbing way of looking at it from outside the USA. For a US citizen, I think they would feel very proud. This is a very propagandistic speeches. They were telling them about the victory. They were telling them about the new dawn, about the end of the battle, the sacrifices. They've done all the wonderful thing for the Iraqis, and they are so proud of the Iraqis, as if the 1.5 million Iraqis who were killed were not Iraqis. It's only their friends. And indeed, even the general who's taking over, he's talking about ensuring that our Iraqi friends, not the Iraqi people, but he's ensuring that his Iraqi friends are going to succeed and stay in power. So it's really a very sad day. I would like to just pick up on that
particular point, Sabah al-Mukhtar, if I may pick up on that particular point. Now, present at that ceremony were several senior Iraqi political leaders, obviously senior leaders of the Iraqi military. Now, do you believe that they were endorsing these proceedings by being there? Are they affirming the American position that there is an administration waiting that can guide this country along a sovereign path in the months to come?
No, they are extremely concerned because when the Americans had 150,000 troops and they had almost 70,000 mercenaries and they had 7 years, they couldn't keep the government intact. They couldn't give them any position outside the green zone. How on earth are they going to support them with 50,000 and they are all military but wearing civilian clothes and they are not going to take military action, although they are sending 120,000 mercenaries in the form of private security companies. Those people who are present at the present time, sitting in there, they are extremely concerned about their own future. This is the equivalent of a Vichy government in France. The Americans are leaving. Those people, you mark my word, in very short time, many of them, they will begin to have differences and therefore they would leave the country because this is a sinking ship. The Americans have been holding it. They were stiffening the back of the government because they know they talk about the military and the army and the police, and this is nothing to do with the national army or national police. These are rag-bag militias who have allegiance not to the country but either to the sect or to the tribe or to somebody or another or even to themselves, in addition to all the thousands of ordinary criminals, in addition to the resistance, in addition to the Baathists and the Saddamists and the Qaeda and the rest of the list. So I think those guys who are there are really very concerned about their future.
I will have to interrupt you there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So, in summary, what we have, the US stating that the war is over, but for many here in Iraq, the battle for stability is far from being won.